There's a moment. It happens every single morning for every single person on this planet. The alarm goes off, the room is dark, the bed is warm, and in that moment, in those 5 seconds between sleeping and waking, your entire future is decided. Not by your talent, not by your connections, not by where you were born, by one question: do you get up or do you stay? This is the story of a boy named Marcus, and what he chose and what it cost him will change the way you see discipline forever. If you're new here, this channel is about building the kind of life most people only scroll past. We don't do hype here, we do truth. Let's get into it. Marcus grew up in a 2-bedroom apartment with his mother and 2 younger sisters. His father left when he was 9, not dramatically, not violently, he just stopped coming home. Marcus didn't talk about it. He learned early that talking about pain doesn't make it go away, so he carried it quietly, the way boys from neighborhoods like his always do. At school, Marcus was invisible, not the kid who got bullied, not the kid who got praised, just there, present but unnoticed. He had one teacher, a tired man named Mr. Ellis, who pulled him aside one afternoon and said something Marcus never forgot. He said, "Marcus, I've been teaching for 22 years. I've seen hundreds of kids walk through that door, and I can always tell within the first week who's going to make it, not because of how smart they are, because of what they do when nobody's watching." Marcus was 12 years old. He didn't fully understand what that meant yet, but something in him held on to it. That summer, Marcus started waking up early, not because anyone told him to, not because he had anywhere to be. He woke up early because the apartment was quiet at 5 a.m. His sisters were still sleeping, his mother hadn't started her shift yet, and for 1 hour, just 1 hour of the world belonged to him. He'd sit at the kitchen table and read, or run around the block, or just sit in the silence and think. He didn't know it then, but he was building something. Stay with me, because what happens next is where most people's story ends, and where Marcus's story truly begins. By 16, Marcus had 2 versions of himself competing inside him. Version 1, the version his neighborhood expected. Skip school when it gets boring, hang with the guys on the corner, let the days blur into weeks. Version 2, the version Mr. Ellis had seen. Quiet, consistent, hungry for something he couldn't yet name. His friend Dre, smart, funny, one of the most naturally talented people Marcus had ever met, chose version 1, not out of laziness, out of exhaustion, because discipline, real discipline, costs something. It costs comfort, it costs belonging, it costs the easy laugh and the easy night, and most people aren't willing to pay that price. Dre started skipping class, then skipping days, then, slowly, school disappeared from his life the way Marcus's father had, without a goodbye. Marcus watched this happen, and he made a choice. He didn't announce it, didn't post about it, didn't tell anyone. He just started showing up every day for everything. 6 a.m. runs even when his legs ached. Homework before sleep even when his eyes burned. Extra credit nobody asked for. Books nobody assigned. His cousins laughed at him. "What are you studying for? You think they're going to let you in?" Marcus didn't answer because he understood something most people his age hadn't figured out yet. Discipline isn't something you feel, it's something you build, one decision at a time, until the decisions make themselves. Here's where it gets important, because what Marcus discovered next, most people spend their whole lives running from. At 17, Marcus's mother got sick, not catastrophically, but enough. Hospital visits, medical bills, shifts she couldn't work. Marcus got a job, nights at a grocery store, stacking shelves from 10 p.m. to 3 a.m., then home, then school at 7, 4 hours of sleep, sometimes 3. This is the part of the story where most people would say, that's the excuse, and they'd be right. It was a valid excuse. Nobody would have blamed him for falling behind in school. Nobody would have judged him for giving up on the books and just surviving. But here's what Marcus learned in that dark, exhausting year. Discipline isn't about your circumstances, it's about your identity. See, and there's a version of discipline that's performance. You do it when people are watching, when you're motivated, when life is fair. And there's a version of discipline that's identity. You do it because it's who you are, not what you feel, who you are. Marcus had crossed that line somewhere between the alarm clocks and the empty mornings in the quiet kitchen at 5 a.m. He wasn't disciplined anymore because he was trying to be. He was disciplined because he didn't know how to be anything else. He maintained his grades. He never missed a shift. He still found 30 minutes a day, just 30, to read something that fed his mind. Not because it was easy, because he'd already decided who he was. What comes next took me a long time to understand. It's the part of discipline nobody talks about, and it might be the most important thing in this entire video. Here's what nobody tells you about discipline. It doesn't pay off immediately, it doesn't even pay off soon. Like interest in a bank account, nobody can see. Every small decision you make in private, every morning you show up when you don't feel like it, every night you choose the hard thing over the easy thing. It accumulates silently, invisibly, until one day the world looks up and sees the result and calls it talent. Marcus graduated, first in his family, got a partial scholarship, worked the rest, finished his degree in 3 years instead of 4 because he already knew how to outwork a calendar. But here's what matters more than any of that. The morning after his graduation, his mother threw a small party. His sisters made a cake. Marcus woke up at 5 a.m. The apartment was quiet. He sat at the kitchen table and he read. Not because he had to anymore, because he was Marcus. And that's what Marcus does. That's the compound effect. Not the diploma, not the job offer that came 6 weeks later, the identity. The man who built himself, one quiet morning at a time. Now here's the part I need you to sit with, because this isn't really Marcus's story, this is yours. I'm going to ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly. Not to me, to yourself. What is the 5 a.m. version of your life? Not the life you post about, not the life you plan to start after the new year or after you feel more ready or after things calm down. The life you could build right now if you showed up for it the way Marcus showed up for his. Because here's the truth about discipline that nobody puts on a motivational poster. It doesn't require motivation. It doesn't require talent. It doesn't even require belief, not at first. It only requires the first decision and then the next one. Marcus didn't become disciplined because he had a plan. He became disciplined because one morning, one ordinary Tuesday morning when nothing special was happening, he decided to get up instead of stay. And then he did it again, and again, and again, until the decision wasn't even a decision anymore, until it was just him. That's available to you right now, today, not next Monday, not when things are easier, now. I want you to think about Dre for a moment, because Dre wasn't weak. He was human. He got tired of paying the price of discipline when the reward wasn't visible yet, and that's the trap. We stop paying before the compound kicks in. Most people quit 3 feet from gold, not because they were lazy, but because nobody told them. The cost comes first, the return comes later. Marcus paid the cost in the dark, in the cold mornings and the exhausted nights, and the years when nobody was watching and nobody was clapping. He paid it without a promise of return, and that's exactly why it worked. Because discipline built in the dark, when nobody sees it, when nobody rewards it, when it costs everything and returns nothing yet, that's not just a habit, that's character, and character doesn't break when life gets hard. Character is what you become when life already has. Marcus's story isn't remarkable because of what he achieved, it's remarkable because of what he achieved. It's remarkable because of what he chose, over and over, when nobody was watching. You have that same choice every morning, every night, every moment between where you are and where you want to be. So here's what I want you to do right now. Drop a comment below. Tell me, what's the one thing you've been putting off and the one discipline you keep meaning to start that you're going to begin tomorrow morning? Write it down. Make it real. Because the moment you name it, you've already started. If this story hit you, share it. Not for the views. Because someone in your life needs to hear it. Someone who's in their dark year right now. paying a cost they can't see the return on yet. Send it to them.